So if you're a fan of movies, there's a wide selection. 2023 was a pretty good year for movies with the big debate between Oppenheimer and Barbie going on. There was a movie that released that didn't really get a lot of attention, but probably deserves it, to be honest.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
Okay, picture a cell phone and an email machine all in one thing. There is a free wireless internet signal all across North America, and nobody has figured out how to use it. It's like the Force. Sorry, have you seen Star Wars?
No.
That guy is sketchy.
I don't think it's sketchy.
The guy's a shark.
I know how to market it, and I know who we can sell it to. But I want 50% of the company, and I've got to be CEO.
I don't know who you think you are, but deal.
Watching movies about the crazy cutthroat businesses of the 80s and 90s is very entertaining. This movie was great, well acted, fast paced, and fun throughout. Growing up in the mid 90s, early 2000s, I got to see this story start to unfold and didn't really think much about it. So this movie was a fascinating look into how crazy the tech world was at the time. The real gem of the entire movie was the golden god himself, Glenn Howerton.
You know what? Maybe I'll buy this whole fucking league. Huh? How about that?
Don, can we see that Mr. Bald Silly gets safely back to Canada?
Oh, fuck all you people! Fuck you! Get ready for a hostile takeover of this entire fucking league, okay? You fuck! You think I won't fucking do it? I'm from Waterloo, where the vampires hang out!
With a great cast, a great plot, and a rise and fall for the ages, this is BlackBerry.
Should Doug come with us, or?
No. You want to be great? You need to sacrifice. And the more painful the sacrifice, the greater you'll be.
If we put more phones on these networks, they're going to crash.
Is this legal?
You need to sell 1 million BlackBerries. And you're calling it iPhone. In the middle of a hostile takeover!
Do you know what the sentence is for multi-million-dollar stock fraud?
Canada's premier tech company of the early 2000s. This is the rise and fall of BlackBerry. Oddly enough, this film kind of features like The Office style filmmaking. It's a little bit like a comedy documentary, which I am totally into. The Office is one of the best series ever, so if you enjoyed The Office, I'm sure you'll love this movie. The 2-hour runtime flew by with excellent pacing and smooth, cohesive, well-written screenplays. Performances were spot on, as the cinematography and score. The story was mind-blowing. Even if you've never owned a BlackBerry, just seeing a slice of the Canadian company competing against Steve Jobs as this small business in a Tier 2 Canadian city exploded and took over the world. If you're watching this video and you're saying, what is a BlackBerry? I've never even heard of a BlackBerry before. Well, the BlackBerry was essentially the world's first smartphone that could just do more than calling and texting, and you could check your email, you could open up apps. The BlackBerry was the first one. Growing up in Canada, the BlackBerry was huge for businesses and even students. I don't know why, but I want to say around the age of 10 to 13 for myself, BlackBerries dominated the market. iPhones were not even that popular yet. It was just like the iPod Touch, maybe. So BlackBerries had a huge impact on Canadian culture and society in the early to mid 2000s. So I've been watching a lot of these movies recently. These are my favorite types of movies. And between this, Air, and Tetris, I think this BlackBerry one takes the cake. The central performances are fantastic and manage to captivate us with their mannerisms and quirks. The overall style of filming in Hamilton, Ontario, you can kind of pick out certain spots, and Waterloo as well. You can, if you've ever been there, you can kind of see where they're filming. The story itself is very compelling. It's a detailed conversation from multiple angles between the owners, the businesses, the tech, the marketing, the employee relations. There's no question that Hollywood loves discussing corporate wins and losses, and BlackBerry is certainly among the finest I've seen. The actor portraying Jim was definitely my favorite. He was able to play this explosive marketing businessman guru that was just invigorating to watch. The phone was nicknamed Crackberry due to its addictive quality, and I remember like mid 2000s, everyone loved BlackBerry for the click, the pushing the buttons, the keyboard. It was their specialty. People loved the mini keyboard and blinking new messages light. It was the rage of Wall Street, Fortune 500 companies, government leaders, and all these businessmen had dedicated fans to BlackBerry. It was also that BlackBerry was considered like not hackable. They had the most secure, I guess, system out of all of the phones available. So this made it perfect for businessmen and corporate companies. Even my first job when I was 16, I was working at a Tim Hortons in Canada, and all the management had to have BlackBerries. So if you're looking for a gem of Canadian cinema, this is it. It's fast, it's interesting to watch, it keeps you dialed in the entire time, and it provides an in-depth story of why BlackBerry collapsed. I remember the days in school where students were using BlackBerries with the cool keyboards and the BBM service. The company was ruling the market, and no one could have imagined that they would lose their leadership position. But it'll cease to exist altogether, not just lose their position. The general consensus is that BlackBerry became obsolete because the company failed to catch up to smartphones and evolve in a correct way. While that's partially true, this film tends to complete the story and give more of a reason why everything came crashing down. So without going into too many spoilers, I highly recommend you watch this movie. This is a hidden gem of Canadian cinema, overshadowed by all of the marketing for Barbie and Oppenheimer and everything else that was being released over the summer. So yeah, if you did watch BlackBerry, let me know what you thought of it. Did you own a BlackBerry? Leave a comment below. Thank you.